You know what's funny is that back in the day, Robbie used to piss me off.
Oh, I did? No.
Because you were so fucking happy. You were...
Oh, that's hilarious.
You were so fucking happy
you were gonna say.
and positive and like doing it. Woo! Coming in with the claps. Clap. Clap. Bring it back. Throw it back. Woo!
Okay, yeah. I like that.
We out here, yo.
I like that.
We're really in here. We're really in here. And I'm very excited to be in here for another episode. Are we bringing it back? Is that why you did the record scratches? God damn it, Marv. You're too good. And I'm too analytical, as y'all were talking about on the podcast.
Everybody needs a Marv.
Everybody needs a Marv. Everybody needs a Marv.
Everybody needs a Marv.
Y'all, we are here for another episode of Act Up with me, your host, Alana J. You already know what time it is. I'm so excited to sit down with today's guest, y'all. He is a musician, an entrepreneur, a father, a husband.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, New Jersey's own Robbie Maxx is in the building.
I like that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you, dude.
Yeah.
It's been mad years, and I can't wait to unpack all of it. But we're going to kick things off with my little fun, dumb game called Random. Yay! That's this emoji.
I just watched the Emoji Movie, by the way. Started watching the Emoji Movie. Super random.
There's an Emoji Movie?
Yeah.
I didn't even know this.
It's good.
I did
not
not
done yet, but it's
even
good.
know this.
Yeah.
No,
I
did
won't
my
spoil
work
it for you.
Please
It's
don't.
good. It's worth the watch.
I'm the type of person that if you spoil something for me, I'm going to watch it anyway. All right. I got my words ready, Marv. You got the clock ready? We got the clock. We got a minute on the clock. Robbie, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready for whatever this is. Yeah, let's go.
Okay, here we go. You're going to give me the first word or thought that comes to mind.
All right.
Starting with privacy.
Important.
Goal.
Go.
Humanity.
Necessary.
Orchestra.
Beautiful.
Laborer.
Relax.
I like that. Technology.
Future.
Navy.
Seal.
Mark.
Wahlberg.
Fame. I'm with it. Strain.
First thing, strainer.
Strainer. Yeah. I like that. Perceive.
Analyze.
Coach.
Rex Fox. Rex Ryan.
Rex Ryan.
Rex Ryan. I don't know.
Agency.
CIA.
Syndrome. That's funny.
Illness.
Illness. Okay. We ended with illness.
I guess.
Y'all, we ended with illness. Who's Rex Ryan? That's a coach?
It's a coach, yeah.
What does he coach?
He was the old Jets coach, head coach.
Old
yeah.
Jets
And I fumbled
head
his name on top of it.
It's all right.
Yeah.
The Jets be fumbling the ball. I don't know. I don't watch the Jets.
Shows how much I pay attention to my own team.
That makes sense. Shout out to the Jets. All right. We got the next minute on the clock.
Big year this year.
Thank you for indulging me.
Yeah.
It's like a warm-up. It's like a warm-up.
I like it.
You know, it's like, oh, are we on?
That got the brain going a little bit.
Exactly.
That got the brain going.
It's an actor thing. It's like an improv thing. So, cool. All right. Next up, we got our 1-minute rapid-fire interview. What's going to happen? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. But we got a minute on the clock. Here we go. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Game time.
I don't know if I'm ready, but I'm about to be ready. Ready? Marv's like, yeah, bitch, I'm waiting for you to ask. I'm waiting for you to ask a question. Okay, here we go. What's your favorite sport?
Football.
Where did you go to high school?
Westwood High School.
Where were you raised?
Westwood.
Born and raised. Westwood, baby. All day. Dirty Jersey. What was your first job?
What was my first job? I worked at a nursery. Isley's Nursery in Paramus.
What?
First job. Yeah.
What?
Nursery, flowers. Not like a daycare. Yeah.
Nursery for flowers,
yeah, for flowers,
bro.
like a nursery, like a Yeah.
I didn't even know that was what it was called.
Yeah.
I'm learning so much today, y'all. I'm learning so much today. Favorite artist?
Lil Wayne.
Okay, Wheezy. All right,
Lil
Wheezy.
Wayne, yeah.
My nickname was A Wheezy in college. Neither here nor there. Favorite food?
Pizza.
Favorite thing to do besides create?
Be a father.
Oh, I love that. Favorite part about being a dad?
The love. It's real.
The love.
Yeah. It's real.
I
It's
love
as
that
real
so
as
much.
it's as real. And we can get into it. That's a whole.
We can, and
That's
we
the
will.
best. The best. It's the greatest.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
What a beautiful way to start the conversation, talking about love and nurseries and babies.
Babies.
love it.
Babies. You thought nursery was babies.
Exactly, I did. 1,000%. I was like, what the hell were you
Flowers,
doing?
trees, mulch. I had to pick up mulch.
What?
Yeah. It was, yeah.
I don't know why
I was 16. Pretty sure I was 16.
I don't know why that's so surprising to me, mulch. Well, I do know why it's so surprising to me because I actually grew up in New York City. So coming to Jersey,
You never saw mulch.
not really.
In New York City, nah. Maybe in
Central Park.
I
But-
was going to say Central Park.
That
That's
was
probably as mulchy as it gets over there. Yeah.
that was the nature
It's
for
just-
me.
It's like home ownership. For me, like mulch is home ownership.
Absolutely.
You know?
And I'm not there yet. So that's another reason why I don't know what the F mulch
You'll
is.
be mulching soon.
I will.
You're gonna mulch soon.
We're gonna manifest my mulching.
Yes. Big moment when you
Era.
start mulching. Huge
I'm
moment.
excited. I don't
Yes.
even know how to freaking pot a plant right now. to be
Mulching's
honest.
really easy though. Yeah.
Robbie, I killed a cactus. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I had a cactus.
I didn't even know they die.
They do die.
Yeah.
They do die. The cactus died in Brooklyn. You know why it died? Because my blinds were always down. Because I always got sun in my freaking room all day. Well, not at night, obviously. And I hid it behind. It was behind the blinds, and I forgot about it, and it died. That's how the
no
cactus
water.
died.
No water.
No, nothing.
Cactus don't need water.
That's what I thought.
It's the desert.
Exactly. The shit died.
So it's gotta be sun. You
I guess I burnt the cactus
yeah, with shade.
and glass and the combination of I don't know science.
Lived a rough life.
Yeah, damn. R.I.P. Cacti.
That thing lived a rough life.
R.I.P. R.I.P. Pero, all right, let's talk about you and not my abilities to kill
Cactus, yeah.
cacti. I should put that on my resume. Special skills.
Cacti killer.
Robbie, you have done a lot. You've done a lot.
Yeah, for better or for worse. Yeah.
I think when we met, it was on set for Tijan's
Yeah.
Billy's Gun. Was that the name of the song?
Was
Billy's
that
Gun?
yeah? At
Bang bang Billy boy.
at a house, right? We were at a house. Who was that?
I thought we were in the streets. I remember I died.
No, the dancers with the dancers.
I wasn't one of the dancers.
But there was dancers.
There were dancers.
Yeah.
There were dancers.
I remember
Tiffany Tattoos was.
Tiffany Tattoos was there.
She was the main.
Yeah.
She was the main
She
one.
was the main one.
In the video.
I remember
Yeah.
that. Wow, Tiffany Tattoos.
Mm-hmm. That
Wow.
was actually my first time acting. Tijan was just like, "Hey, do you want to come be in this video?" And I was like, "All right, sure."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Can you die?" I don't think I knew what it entailed until I got there. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna put red velvet cake mix in your mouth, and you're gonna."
Very tease. That's that's about right. Yeah.
So I got shot in the back of the head and spat out this red velvet cake mix
Mhm.
to be a metaphor for blood, and that's when we met.
Yeah. I remember that. Shout out Tease too. I mean, Charlie.
Is that his real
Shout
name?
out Charlie. No,
His-
he's Charlie Boots.
Charlie Boots.
Charlie Boots.
Shout out to
Shout out
Charlie
Charlie
Boots. I haven't seen him in.
He's part of, I mean, the hat that I'm wearing right now. He works with Black Clover. This is Destination Happiness, a little shameless plug. This is our
Yes.
first run of hats. And yeah, I mean, I still talk to him often. He got us hooked up with them. He's been getting involved with what we're doing. And however we can get involved with what he's got going on.
Wait, so what's the name of the other brand? Your
Black
brand?
Clover.
Black Clover.
Yeah, Black
Okay.
Clover. Shout out
Hence
Black Clover.
the black clover on your
Yeah.
hat. That makes sense.
Yeah, big golf hats, athletic hats. They do a lot though. Hoodies. They're really dope. Really, really dope. Tony Robbins does a collaboration with them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tony freaking Robbins.
Tony
All right.
Robbins.
All right.
Yeah.
Get your life right.
Get your life right.
Do you follow?
Daddy, get your life right.
Do you follow Tony Robbins? Are
I
you
do.
into?
I'm
yeah.
into all of that.
Have you
yes.
been to any of his conventions?
I have not. No.
Okay,
I've actually
all right.
never been to a convention like that ever.
there's something very culty about it. I mean, I'm not mad at it. I've been in a few cults, so I'm not mad at it. But...
Yeah. I listen to them. I mean, I listen to all of them. I really listen to them a lot, actually.
All of them? Who are the
all
thems?
Of them, like Tony Robbins.
The gurus.
The gurus, yeah. Tony Robbins, Sad Guru. Alan Watts, a lot of Alan Watts.
Okay.
Alan Watts is my favorite of them all.
Shout out to Alan.
Yeah, he's
Mr. Watts.
He's passed. He's not. I believe he's not alive.
Oh shit.
He has like some really wise.
I take that shout out back. Well, shout out to him in the other realm.
Yeah,
he's here.
He's brilliant.
Okay, noted.
Brilliant.
All right, we're already getting to the motivational piece of the show. But we're gonna backtrack.
Right in, yep.
We're gonna backtrack. Linear. This is not gonna be linear. For what? It's gonna I like circles. I like to spin. I was a figure skater. I like to twirl. No. Back then though, when we met,
yeah,
you were rapping primarily.
Mm-hmm.
You were primarily rapping.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about how you got into that and when you decided to pursue that as a piece of your artistry. Yeah,
it's very random. My father's a drummer, so I came up around music. I'm a music head, love music, listen to a lot of music, but never, I mean, rap or doing music was never a thought in my thoughts. Not until I went to college. I was at Montclair State playing football, and it was like a silly thing that I started doing. I had a rap written in high school. One random night, shout out to Bo, who
I've heard about Bo.
Yeah, Bo he's just like a staple in my life. I haven't seen him or talked to him since college. But it all started with Black and Mild smoking. I'm smoking a Black and Mild. He wanted, he's like, oh, you're championing a Black and Mild. You mind if I join you? I'm like, yeah, whatever, let's do it. And then we would do that, I guess, night to night. And then one random night, there was a cypher that was starting, and he was there. And I said, let me hop in. And so I jumped in, and then he started bringing me around to all these, late night ciphers, just having fun. Like, oh, check out this white boy. And it became like a strange obsession. Like I really, it was like addicted to this new thing that I was doing. I don't know how to describe it really. It was like by the end of my freshman year, I had a folder full of lyrics. I just got really engulfed in, okay, I like writing. I like the wittiness. I'm a big Lil Wayne Eminem fan. And it just kind of like snowballed a year of that. And then not being focused on school, not being focused on football. I was just in a party phase. And by the time I was ready to drop out, I had already met a couple managers that wanted, they never did it before.
Yeah.
They're just like, you're really dope. We would love to help you out. And then, started to bounce around New Jersey a little bit when I left school, and then did a Chris Webby video. We were out at Mac Miller's concert at SOB's. And
I think I remember that.
Yeah, that was like the first. At that point, I was still learning myself. I didn't even know like artistry. I just rapped.
Yeah. Yeah.
But right place, right time, and the video caught attention, and it was like, how do we capitalize on the attention? And then I needed purpose in life. There was so much going on where it was like the first time when I left school was the first time where it wasn't easy. Like I feel like everything in my life, I coasted.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was the first challenge. Not that I say I haven't been challenged, but like sports came easy. I was popular. I was good in school, and then I would get bored of it and learn how to like do less of it, but still be successful.
Yeah.
So have my time with my friend. It was like a whole psychological thing. So when music came about, I was like, oh my God, I got one. What am I going to do outside of college? I have to, my loans and this and that, and suck my teeth into it.
Because you left school to pursue.
I left school for
music.
Kind of. School. Music wound up being like my validation to not be can I curse?
Hell yeah.
Like a fuck up. Because everything was, I had everything was so, like I said, easy. So how do you go and explain to your parents what you're doing this for? How do you go and show people? Like, and I'm still young, so a lot of that mattered.
Right.
What are you going to do to prove that you're not a failure? Like, because I didn't know. I had no idea not being in school. I don't know life. I don't know corporate. I know none of it.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to get into corporate because that was the energy back then is, you needed a degree to do anything, basically, right? And so it was almost like a challenge. And it just kind of did what it did. And then I really was a sponge, sat in the studio, really learned the game, was around, legends in music.
You were around the Fugees a lot, right?
I was around the Fuji family a lot. Yeah. So Keith, my man Wonder, who to this day is one of my, my closest friends and definitely in the music industry and in life. And he brought me in. I met his brother Elijah at college. I told him I did music. He brought me to the studio. We got really close. Elijah and I were like very, very close in college. And then, met his brother, and he was the best producer, and to this day, the best producer I've ever been around. So I was enamored by his talent. I was like, I'm never leaving this place. And this is Clef and the Fugees family. And so I was around Clef for a year and a half straight in the studio, just watching.
Wow.
Yeah, learning how to make music. That was where I learned how to make music. It wasn't about rapping. It was like, understand the Fugees, you know?
Yeah.
I wasn't around just hip hop heads. I was around music makers.
That's incredible. So what were some, do you have any stories that resonate in the chamber that come to mind? It's some of the most influential moments from being a fly on the wall in that environment?
Yeah, there's moments that stick for sure. We'll stay specific to that year and a half because there's a lot of other things that were awesome. But that time being a sponge, so I remember the one that sticks out the most is when Jim Jones, Slow Bucks, and I want to say it was DJ Who Kid were at the studio and watching that set with Clef. They were doing God Bless the Child, and it's a record that Keith produced. So, that was a wild moment because I was in the mix. Like I was really heavily in the mix, and they were all really hot at the time. Like Slow Bucks was kind of early in the game, but like hot. And to watch the last 10, 12 years, it's wild to look back and remember where people that we all look up to or look at a certain way, where they were at a certain time. Like it's pretty wild. Yeah. That's probably what I took the most from it, is watching certain people either be really successful and or really good and watch their decline and why, or really, kind of figuring it out or enough buzz and then where they went. I think that was like really interesting. But watching Clef make music with Wonder and Jerry was second to none.
Going back to that point of watching people either like succeed or not.
Yeah.
What were some of the defining variables there?
Things that I wound up encountering myself, which is interesting. That's why it's very introspective and interesting, all of it, and how it ties to like life too. It's not, but it's discipline. Not acting like the smartest person in the room, being a good teammate, but also being very firm and stern and like your beliefs and what you believe in of yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, all of that. I kind of look back sometimes and I could see like the Fugazi and even some of your most popular, people that I even look up to. That in person to person, great people, but like people try really hard, and I feel at this point in my life
to be liked or to
everything. They just they try to be liked. They try to follow trends. They try to, and I'm not. I don't know. I don't know people like the depth of them. So I could be way wrong. My gut and my intuition tells me like a lot of times people stretch to do what's cool or what they think is cool, or they take their success and they kind of look down on people. And you can feel that energy.
Definitely.
Like I think a good leader, no matter how successful you are financially or what kind of notoriety you have or what type of accolades, a really good leader like brings people with them.
1,000%.
Or roll by yourself. It's like to me, it's one of two that you should be.
Right, because there is a fine line between bringing people up and kind of distracting yourself from your own tasks to foster somebody else.
I love doing that. So that's like
me too.
Yeah, that's
to be
been a
honest.
battle in my life.
Yeah.
Because not putting enough time and energy into myself, doing it for a lot of other people. But there's such a thing. I love doing that. Yeah. I'd be lying to you if I said that. I don't. It's the older I get.
You like pouring into others and being a part of.
I just, I do. And I don't force it. Like I don't ever try to impose my thinking. It's usually the moments like this.
Yeah.
We talk, we're having a conversation. It pours out. I like when somebody comes to me and they ask me a question or they need my help on something. I enjoy removing myself from the situation, hearing them out, taking like what I know about things, but not doubling down on my experiences. And it's really like hearing people and helping them, because I learn so much through that I take back with me. So, and I'm helping somebody.
Right.
So there's a lot about it that I really like, and it kind of just comes natural as I get older and look back. A lot of times, I think I sometimes did it too much, or for people that maybe didn't deserve my time and energy. But it's all part of the experience. It's part of learning yourself, and
definitely.
Yeah.
Robbie, I have to say, like, I knew of you before we met. I had a friend, because I was doing, I don't know if this was at the time that we met back in the day, but in college, I was doing radio at Rutgers, 90.3 The Core. I feel like I saw you. I don't know if you, did you come to Rutgers Radio, 90.3?
Newark or
New Brunswick?
I don't remember if we did. I might have. I definitely went to Rutgers. I don't remember if I did a podcast, though.
Okay, well, yeah. Podcast. It was the beginning of podcasting back then.
Jeez,
yeah.
For sure. Nobody was doing podcasts.
But I knew I had seen you, I think, on William Patterson's radio station.
Montclair.
And Johnny Izquierdo had told me.
Oh, that's my guy. I love Johnny.
That was my prom
I love Johnny.
We were besties for a moment in high school.
He's an awesome guy.
He is. He definitely is. Yeah. I'm really proud of him and everything. That he's doing. And I remember he told me, you need Robbie on your show.
Oh, that's funny. That's before I even got close with Johnny.
That's funny.
I think so. I mean, we were close, like to a degree, acquaintances. Like, everybody's kind of in that podcast, entertainment, photography, videography, musician.
Right.
The entertainment, digital space, and and certain people that were doing it. You don't find a lot of people that were doing it. So when you meet people that you like, you need to build. So we knew of each other, and obviously went to school near each other and have mutual friends. But I got really close. Actually, got closest with Johnny in the beginning of COVID. But I love Johnny.
Interesting.
Love Johnny.
Yeah, well, he's been vouching for you for mad years.
That's good to know.
For mad years.
That's
all
really
right.
good
Y'all weren't even friends yet. Yeah. So that is. I feel. I feel like I just brought you guys closer together.
Yeah, Johnny's my guy.
But on a flip side. I sent you that selfie of me and Brett recently.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brett, BXXB.
Oh, what a guy.
Still in his handle, BXXB.
It's amazing. I've told him, you don't have to have he's been one of my biggest supporters for as long as I can remember.
I bet.
Yeah, he's a good person.
Well, when I connected the dots, I was like, oh, BXXB, that's where I know it from.
BXXB.
Robbie, when I connected the dots, I was telling Brett, I was like, you know what's funny is that back in the day, Robbie used to piss me off.
Oh, I did? No.
Because you were so fucking happy. You were.
Oh, that's hilarious.
You were so fucking happy.
That's what I thought you were gonna say.
And positive. And like doing it. And I was at a place in my life, and we can delve deeper into this.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it was a long chapter. I was just at, when you are a miserable person, seeing other people happy pisses you off. And there were parts of me, you know what I mean? Like, I was just in this like darkness, like, who am I? What am I doing with my life? And,
man.
like when you're in that place, seeing people shine pisses you off. And I'm an open book. That's where I was at. That is not where I'm at anymore. But that is where I was at. And I was like, this happy ass motherfucker, like, why is he so happy? You know what I mean? Me and Brett talked about it, and he was like, yo, I feel you. Because Brett and I have shared some stories about other things as well. And I guess, obviously, now you have that's your fucking brand, dude. Destination Happiness. And it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, but it's funny. We'll say what you're going to say. I'm happy you brought this up.
Well,
I'll tell you why.
Basically, what I want to get at is to the root of like what do you attribute moving like that to? I mean, we're still young, but we were younger then. How were you at that place of just happiness and self-assurance so early on into your career?
Oh man. So I've always been like that. It just I feel like my flow state, if I was to put it in like a general sense, my flow state is when I'm around people. When I'm around people, it brings life. It brings me life for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And I know some people say, well, people suck and all that stuff. Yeah, of course. Some people really suck. It keeps me distracted from a lot of my own demons. It keeps me distracted from a lot of my own stuff.
But you're connected to others.
Yeah, and then I get into a flow space. So I learn things through these people, your experiences, and then I take a lot of those experiences and then I channel it in creativity or onto a football field or a basketball court, and I take it out on, so I need to keep busy. And when I'm busy into the public eye or to anybody who sees me, like everybody says the same thing. It's funny. That's why it's funny. Yeah. I didn't think you were going to say that, but everybody thinks that, yo, you're always so positive. You're always so happy. Yes, but I struggle tremendously.
Yeah.
You know, so like I'll give off exuberant confidence, sure, but I'm not always that confident on the inside. You know, I feel like the best way to approach, this is my way. So it's not, for me, it's the best way of approaching anything is just don't bring your shit to the table. Like don't everybody's table, you know?
What do you mean by that?
Because it's not anybody's problem. What you're going through, what you've got going on, it's not anybody's problem. And they don't deserve that energy. Right. So I remind myself of that a lot. So when I go places or I do anything, I'm not coming into that space like I'm down, I'm out, whatever. If I'm down, I'm out, I'll stay home.
I'm like that too.
And most of the time I don't stay home because I want to get active.
Yeah.
And I want to keep myself busy. I feel like I'm a detriment to myself when I'm alone or like there's some good that I can do, but there's also a lot of, you know, bad headsiness and thinking and my own experience that, you know, and then a lot of shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't bring my shit into the room. And I feel like it's important because everybody walks around so miserable, you know? And, and I totally understand. It's not like I'm saying that like, yo, what the fuck you do? I would never say that because people need to learn through their own stuff. And that's how you learn. There's no like magic button or a pill or this or that. That's just going to do it.
Right.
You gotta be, the idea is to be very, very honest with yourself. And I also do a really, really good job of, you know, keeping my brand tight, like putting myself out a certain way and putting myself on social media or doing music or whatever. It kind of keeps me in check. Doesn't mean I've always been perfect, but I keep it in the back of my mind. Like what kind of shit do I consume? And what would I want people to consume? And I would prefer it to be, you're going to get my antics and my fun. I'm fun. I have energy. I love being crazy. I was definitely crazy when I was rapping. Like, you know, I was out here.
Oh, yeah.
But I want people to feel something that uplifts them. And I don't care if you like my music. I don't care if, you know, you view me and you're like, I hate his success or whatever the hell it is. Yeah. You know, everybody knows deep down that what I'm giving off and is something that they want or need. And it's better to, I'd rather be known for that than anything else. You know, I think that's what the world needs. Now behind closed doors, I battle a lot. Yeah.
Well, I want to, if it's cool, talk a little bit about that, but just on a positive note first, like you're killing it. You've always been a very magnetic person. And I think that you're doing exactly what you're intending on doing, creating things that people, you know, that bring people joy.
Yeah.
And happiness.
And Destination Happiness is funny because it's very on brand. It came up like very random how I even thought of it and decided to do it and drew the logo, like all of it.
I don't think we established that Destination Happiness. If we did, my bad. I just want to make sure everybody knows that Destination Happiness is a clothing brand.
Yeah, it's turned into a production company. It's a lifestyle brand, is what I like to say.
Okay.
Because it's a production company, it's a clothing company. You know, we have an artist in Nate who's unbelievably talented, who I've been working with for the last 4 or 5 years. He's signed to the company. My partner Austin, you know, I got a bunch of a team that is involved and, you know, very hands-on with what it is that we're doing. But it's more than just a clothing company. It's really like an embodiment of who we are as people. And I don't force people into it. It's kind of one of those things that people gravitate to. And then depending on how much you want to get involved, or if you just want to be a consumer and involved with the brand that way, I just want to push positivity. And it's not about, you know, people get misconstrued like Destination Happiness. Like it's not really that's not what it's about. It's about embracing your journey, and it's about every decision that you make, making sure that it's in the direction of happiness, because you can never be at maximum happiness.
No.
You know, and that's part of life's journey, up and down. And then I just try to do as much as I possibly can to go in that direction, because I feel better when I'm doing things that internally make me happy.
Yeah.
You know?
That's real.
Yeah. So that's what it's about.
All right. It's not just a clothing brand, it's an embodiment. It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
Go follow now.
You want me to tell you the craziest part about the life that you just said, the lifestyle?
Yes, I want to know the craziest part of everything.
The guy who created it, I don't even do it every day. To make it very clear, like, and that's why it's funny. I think everybody thinks that I'm all happy and like, yo, I have my shit.
Yeah.
And I fucking struggle. Like, trust me, you know, like bad. And I've been through a lot of ups and downs. I just don't broadcast it to people. That's not something that I feel is anybody's business. If you know, you know. And that's people I've turned to talk to, and like, definitely. But I struggle. So I don't want it to be like, this guy, I want to be this kind of happy. No. It's about following my journey too. And I should probably be even more of an open book, especially as I get older, about all of it versus all I put out is, you know, positive energy. Yeah. It needs to even be even more honest. It's not dishonest, but more honest.
Well, I think the thing too is that, what is your definition of happiness? Do you have one off the top? Because I think while you think about that, I think what people fail to understand sometimes, and I really experienced this a lot the past couple of years, is like, you have to be, you can be happy, and there can be parts of your life that are shit, and those things have to coexist.
100%.
Things have to coexist. There's the yin to the yang.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like, you can still be happy. It is a choice. It is a choice, and that's something I have to remind myself.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, don't succumb to your circumstances. Don't become your circumstances, because at the end of the day, everything is temporary anyway. Hey y'all, it's your girl Alana J, and I'm here to tell you about all the magic that is happening at Bravery Studios, New Jersey's #1 podcast recording studio. At Bravery Studios, you handle all the talking and they do the rest. That's it. Seriously, all you have to do is show up and shine. Yes, honey, work. With 3 different filming locations, there's a perfect space for every type of podcast. From cozy chats to high-energy shows, Bravery has got you covered. But wait, there's more. Bravery Studios hosts monthly events and podcast gatherings, perfect for networking and connecting with fellow creators. So what are you waiting for? Head over to Bravery Studios and let's make some podcast magic together. Do it. Come on. You know you want to. You know you want to.
There's going to be so many things that in the moment you're going to love and appreciate. Like, oh my God, I'm going to be excited about it because it could be new. It could be a relationship. It could be a hobby you pick up. It could be a movie that you're watching. It could be anything, right? It's so momentary. And it's all, and in my opinion, it's just like, don't attach yourself to like ideas.
Oof, attachment is a whole. Woo,
yeah, like
honey.
don't attach yourself to your ideology. Don't attach yourself to just bluntly what you think in the moment it is, or what you're excited about. You know, and getting so engulfed in it. Like, it's all experience, and don't be let down when that experience starts to, like, the feeling of that experience starts to fade. Don't be let down. It's okay. Like, follow and trust what you're feeling, so you move in a different direction. And I think a lot of times too, we build relationships with people within certain communities, right? And then I'm at fault for this because I put myself out there in so many different ways, and you build, and then it's almost like you build a new audience, then it becomes confusing because I get bored, and then I go on and do the next thing.
Very relatable.
But that's a real. That's not because I'm trying to do it. Of course, we all want to make money and build business.
Yeah.
But I'm still trying to find it.
Right.
I'm still trying to figure it out. It was artist forever. And for the last 6 years, I have been really trying to figure it out because I just literally want to be myself. I just want to be me and want to be creative and want to put shit out to the world. I want to, again, work on everything at home. Like, more than anything, and I'm a good father, I'm a good husband, but I'm not great. You know, I still have so much to work on, you know? And so I need to put my energy as I get older into things that truly matter, as I start realizing what matters the most versus all these ambitions that I have, you know? Like, there's commitments that I've made, especially as a husband and as a father. Use those as an example first and foremost, right? There's commitments that I've made that are the realest commitments.
Yes.
But they're the things that are, you're in it. There is no getting bored and moving on.
Right.
Right? So that has to stay. That's my foundation.
Yeah.
And I have to make sure that foundation is like solid always before anything else at this point.
Yeah.
You know? That's how I feel. And all the other stuff, I just let it be what it is, and like let it do what it do. And that, I'm not pressed. I have a job. I work a 9 to 5. I make my money elsewhere. I make additional money and hustle. I know what I'm capable of. All that I know about everything, it's not all as cracked up to it as I once thought it was.
Yo.
I just want to be happy doing it. That's
Facts. It is not all that it's just
looks good on the surface.
It does. It really, really does. I'm getting to that place too of like, well, okay, going back, I asked you about like your definition of happiness. Do you consider it a feeling? Do you consider it to be a feeling, or something bigger than that?
I think it's definitely. I don't think it is definitely a feeling. The definition of it. I think it's just a feeling. I don't even know if there's like I wouldn't define it, with words. I think you know. It could be the littlest thing. A puppy could walk into this room right now, and it's just like what it does to you. That it's like little things, and that is the thing. There's things that happen that are out of your control, like a puppy walking into the room, or a phone call of good news or whatever it may be. And then there's decisions that you have to make. And to me, though, that's the like living and being in the moment is the greatest thing ever.
Absolutely.
If you really understand it, we're blessed to be able to live in the moment, and not have to think about the responsibilities and the this and the that and the all that shit. Like the best thing to do is to live in the moment. Yeah. Time flies by when you're around, you're drinking beers or smoking joints with your friends, or you're with family you haven't seen in a while, and time flies. You're not thinking about shit. That's the best, right?
Amen. Being present. All we have is now.
Yeah, and it's very hard to be present when I was just talking to a buddy of mine about this. Like, there's like two options you have, right? People want to complain about shit.
Yes.
Right?
Listen, I got to admit, I be complaining too much sometimes. I got to shut the fuck up sometimes. I'm like, literally the other day, I was like, why do I have something to say about everything? Like, shut up.
It's okay, though.
Shut up.
You should be able to have your opinions. You just don't like, everybody has their opinions.
Right.
Yeah, so I think there's two ways. Generally, there's a lot of ways you can live your life, but there's two ways that I look. There's two things I look, because I'm like mentally and spiritually stuck in the middle, and this is part of the battle in life. The one way is societal structure. We're making a conscious decision to live within this construct, which is created, right?
Yes. You
can't bitch too much. You have an option. You don't have to.
Right.
You can do it however you want to do it, but there's so much about it that you like. And there's so much, so you figure out how to get more of it, or figure out how to, and stop complaining about it.
Yeah.
And if you can think like that, it puts it into a little bit of a better perspective. Doesn't make it easier because, I'm tired of renting. I'm tired of my bullshit car breaking down. I'm tired of, a job that pays me not my value. I'm tired of, there's so many things and it's valid.
Yes.
But it's part of it. And you got to keep going. And you got to, okay, you don't want the car, figure out how to go get the other car. Not in a I want to steal a car,
Right.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
But
be ethical. Try to be ethical.
So that side of it, like you're making a conscious decision living with the construct of society. And in this world, money matters. And it's what gives you some sort of freedom/happiness. There's no doubt about it. I don't care what anybody says. Money, yes, it does. If you're living, this is what your decision is. Or go off the grid.
Go to an island.
Go anywhere.
Go be with Wilson.
You could do anything. Like
Cast away.
And there's options, right? We're all taught so much about how it all works and what we got to do, and we're comfortable with the convenience. That's what happens.
Right.
Right. And so now you can at any point figure out how to fend for your own food, grow your own food. You could figure out how to make a bathroom or toilet, and like things I've learned. Like as a matter of fact, like shit is great for the environment. Like on the ground, like there's things if you know it, So. But I don't want to live like that.
Right.
I don't. But there are times that I want to get the fuck away. That's a fact. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's all balance and figuring out like what it is you really want. But you got to stay true. You got to stay true. Don't get pissy about the things that aren't working out or whatever. Like look yourself in the fucking mirror.
And take control of the things that you can't control.
Correct.
And just accept what you cannot control.
Correct. And I've made a lot of fucking mistakes. Like a lot. We all have. Everybody has made mistakes. Some of them not proud of.
Oh, me too, dude.
Yeah.
Me too. I've blown it a couple times. You know, I failed so many times.
You're never not going to fail.
So many times.
You're always going to fail.
Yeah.
Everything is not going to be great.
No.
It's not. You're going to fail.
What I wanted to bring up, I brought this up on another episode, I think with my interview with Johnny. Are you familiar with Arthur C. Brooks? He is essentially a happiness expert, and he teaches about happiness.
Oh, nice.
At Harvard.
Oh, I'll have to.
Yes.
I
So
need to know Arthur Brooks.
he looks at happiness like nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
There are 3 components, right? We have 3 components of nutrition. We have our carbs, our proteins, our fats. For happiness, the 3 components that he considers are enjoyment, which is what I would probably, the dog example. I'm like, yeah, the dog would walk in and it would fill me with joy,
Yeah,
right?
totally.
Absolutely. Enjoyment, satisfaction,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like the feeling that I'm going to have when I walk out of this room after, like I am so satisfied I just did that episode with Robbie, right?
Mm-hmm.
And purpose, which is
that one.
purpose / importance, whichever way you want to define it, which you were talking about as far as your now these permanent duties as a husband and father.
Correct.
You know?
My son, crazy. Yeah.
I could just feel you feeling him and I'm getting chills.
Crazy. He came at a time that I needed him to come. Yeah.
What was going on?
A lot. Like just mental stuff, you know, like purpose, really purpose. What is my purpose? You know, you've been dope to so many people. It's just like all bullshit. You know what I mean? Yeah. I just want to be like, I've been given gifts. There's no doubt about it. I'm a good athlete. You know, I have I have a lot of talent in so many different ways. Some I really honed in on and got better at, you know. But I have things that I didn't ask for necessarily. It just came natural and I didn't even know it. You know, just kind of did what I did and it helped me be popular and it helped me being mixes and it helped me do this and that. And when I really wanted what I wanted as an artist and it fell through and I made a conscious decision that I needed a break from this shit. Like I needed a break. I was tired, you know what I mean? And I'd been through some stuff. I'd been through some mental stuff already and it felt like I overcame it and that I was deserving. That was the biggest letdown, is that I felt like I was deserving. I felt like I was actually in the best place in my life. I was engaged. I was really doing the right thing in so many ways. I had, you know, curbed a lot of my bullshit, really zeroed in on myself and what I knew was right and followed my gut and my heart, like really was. And when that got pulled from me, it was like such a letdown. It really, really was. And then I didn't have it in me. And so for the last, man, well, he was born 2.5 years ago. So I'd say for the last 6 years, but for the time until he was born, it was like figuring it out all over again. Like, what am I going to do? And I had to make conscious decisions based on permanent decisions, to find stability, make money, you know, support, what's it called? Not support, but, take care of my wife, my family. Like, it was a lot. And so, what's crazy is I'm so grateful for it, but it was painful. So going into the corporate space and diving into the corporate world, I started to really understand corporate. You know,
what were you doing in corporate?
So first thing I did was I jumped into this company called the Blink Group. I got my buddy Chris was working out there, and we got close. We were doing a bunch of shit in New Jersey, and we were very interested in the cannabis industry. And so they were a vapor and cannabis technologies incubator. So they would incubate companies and market them. Okay. And they were trying to transition from vapor technology into cannabis, still vape technology, but like really dive into the cannabis space because it was a wide open market at that time. Yeah. New York, New Jersey, whatever. Soon to be legal states. Yeah. And it was the first time I'm working on Wall Street.
Wow. That's kind of wild. Well, it's not that wild.
It was the timing
working on Wall Street for the cannabis industry. It's actually not that wild.
It was weird. I wasn't making like great. I made money, but I wasn't making. You know, it's not. Again, it was a step in the right direction. I'm like, yeah, I need it. You know, I was tired of hustling. I was tired of doing side this and side that to make money, up, down months. Like I really needed to sink my teeth into something that I could figure it out and find longevity. If it was 20 years there, it's 20 years there. That's how I felt.
Some stability, something, yeah.
And I was always going to do music, like it's always there.
Well, yeah, because I think it's very important to express that it doesn't matter how often you are releasing music or putting out your art for everyone else to see, or even working on your art for that matter. It doesn't take away from the fact that you are an artist.
Yeah, you know? I think when, you know, just side note, when artists, creatives, a lot of people like to do that. And if it's satisfying,
like to do what?
Be creative. Like whether it be artistry, musically, artistry, painting, artistry, drawing, you like to write poetry, whatever it may be. Yeah. Some people just like to do it. You have to. To get it out of your system. You have to. But I think what people struggle with is that they want it to be recognized because they know it's good.
They want the result.
Something. And then it's hard to go and put it out to people. Most people struggle with that.
Well, they said, you know, Yeah, definitely.
I know a lot of brilliant people who I'm like, because I see social media start waking up and doing it for so fucking long. It's like, do you know how dope you are?
Yeah.
Do you know what you could do? Like, I'm not saying you're not successful, that you're not, satisfied.
Right.
But I'm not looking to make money off it. I'm saying, yo, go. Like, you might be great, and you don't even know it. You're not even giving yourself the shot.
Yeah.
To me, that's kind of wild, but I also understand it. Like, I kind of understand it. Some people don't even want that shit.
From a social media perspective, or from
every layer of it.
Okay.
Scared, fear. It's fear of everything. Fear of what can come. Fear of it's a lot. You don't know. There's so much uncertainty in entrepreneurial creativity.
Yeah.
It's
like the biggest risk.
It's huge, but it's expression, and so like it's so real. And if you can figure out how to do that,
and personal, it can be very personal. And I think that's, for me, that's been the hardest part about commodifying my art in any capacity.
Yeah,
because it is so personal.
Yeah, it's very personal, and sometimes not everything needs to be known. But I love when I write a song, for instance. Like, I've written some really good music in the last year, and some of it I'm very excited to play and or put out. Possibly I'm shopping some of it, but it's more like I wow myself when I'm like, wow, like that was the depth of your fucking soul, or the depth of the moment that you're going through, and you put it on wax. And why it hits a certain way for me, as opposed to just like a turn up record, which I love. Listen, I love making those too. Yeah. But like the depth, the songs that have depth, that is what I really enjoy writing, and I do it because the thought pops up, and then I go. So there's no real like, let me sit down, let me write my shit.
No, it's the inspiration, and then you follow through with it.
I'll be in the car voice noting melodies. I'll be in the car voice noting a song lyric that comes to my head. Sometimes I'll hear production that triggers or sparks something, and it makes my mind go to a space or a moment or a topic like this, and then I start coming up with melodies. So I don't force ever. It's like, do I feel like I'm gonna write? Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna write right now. It's like that.
I love that.
I haven't written in 3-4 weeks, but I went through the previous 3-4 weeks, like almost damn near not working at times for my job.
Yeah.
And writing.
I mean, that flow, it ebbs and flows. No pun intended.
Yes.
The flow really does ebb and flow.
Yep.
You know what's the worst? When I'm in bed, and I am just so excited to go to sleep, and my brain is just like, I'm a comic, joke. And then I have to get up. Because at first, sometimes I fight it. I'm like, no, I'll remember it. That's so specific. I'll remember it. I'm like, fuck, I'm not. Then I can't stop thinking about it.
You never remember
and then another thing. And then another thing. So I like literally, you have to do it.
You have to
do it. You have to get up, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., whatever the hell.
Just go.
Write it down.
Unless you're asleep.
Yeah.
Like, if you have a thought, jot it. I get so pissed off at myself when I look back an hour ago and like, what the fuck was I?
Yeah.
That thing. I don't even know what the thing is anymore. But the thing, I remember what I felt when I thought the thing. It's wild.
I don't know about you, but sometimes the really strong ones come back. Not all the time.
No, they may.
It might come back tomorrow. It might come back next week.
That bothers me. It fucking bothers me.
Because then they're going to somebody else. Because ideas are not our own. Have you read Big Magic?
No, but I know the concept.
Yeah. I'm sure you've seen it.
Oh, definitely.
Has somebody ever dropped a song and you were like, shit, I was literally just working on something similar?
There's been numerous.
Yeah. So
numerous times.
Yeah. So we gotta grab onto those ideas and act on them.
Act on them.
ASAP.
That's what I was just about to say. Act on them.
Yep. That's something I'm working on. That I need to continue to work on.
But doing this is you already.
Exactly.
You're doing it.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
You're doing it.
I'm like so hard on myself. Anyway, okay. We haven't touched on it yet, but I do want to get to it. So we've spoken a little bit about some of the darker moments, some of the struggles. I have spoken about my struggles on the show a little bit. And when we met, I was kind of, I guess I want to say I was a functional alcoholic.
Yeah.
I wasn't drunk that day on set, and the thing about drinking, it's that it doesn't matter how much you drink. It's what happens when you drink.
100%.
That's how you know.
Yep.
That's how you know.
Yep.
And for me, I got to the place, I was in that place of waking up, not knowing what happened, not knowing who I was with, not, having no idea. And I talked about this on my solo episode recently, just like knowing something happened to me, but having no idea when, who, where,
it's scary.
That's a feeling that literally almost killed me. It literally, it's a feeling I wish upon nobody. But you know, we have risen. We have risen. The brutal honesty that you talked about earlier, like as far as an artist, but just as far as navigating life, like that's why I have to be an open book. Because if I'm not snitching on myself, shit's gonna go bad. Shit's gonna go bad.
God, facts.
So
facts. Felt
alcohol, cocaine, those are my two big ones.
Yeah.
Those are my two big ones.
Those are my two big ones. Cocaine, alcohol. What was killing me?
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
How, like, were you able to, because I don't know about you, Robbie, but for me, at 17, 18, I already knew. I was like, if I drink this way forever, I'm going to die. Like, I'm not going to be able to drink this way forever. I already knew in the back of my mind.
You felt it? So here's my question to you now looking back. I'm interested in this. You felt that in the moment, and if you did, then from your perspective, what was the why as to continuing to do it knowing? Just curious.
I don't know if I was conscious enough to know that yet.
Okay.
In hindsight, looking back, like I know I was running, I was escaping, I mean, low key, like I drank to die. Like I low key would wake up some days like, damn, I'm still here after last night. I'm still here. How?
Oh, like you had a purpose in overindulging.
I was at a purpose?
No, you had your purpose. So you wanted to overindulge to like, was it a surprise you woke up or like I was drinking, I wanted to drink and like not wake up?
I think I was so good at compartmentalizing that my subconscious knew I wanted to no longer be here, but consciously I wasn't aware of it. That's why, like, for example, I would try to jump out of cars. I didn't know that. I wouldn't know until the next day, till somebody would tell me, like, hey.
When you were drunk.
Yes, I would like my ex years ago, you know, like one day after we went out, the next day he was like, you know, you tried to like jump out of the car on the bridge, right?
And you remember.
And I was like, shut the fuck up. And he was like, no, I'm serious. And I'd be like, no, you're not. Like, I would remember that. And he'd be like, yeah, you know? So I think I was just so good at compartmentalizing that if you lie to yourself enough, you believe your lies. And I was very good at a time lying to myself. Very good. You know, kind of like how you were talking about the perception I had of you, happy, but believe you me, I struggle, you know, like I was just very good for a while at separating. I was living a double life.
Very good. It's a double life.
I was living a double life.
Yeah.
So again, you get to a place where it is insanity. Like I was drinking to escape the things I was hurting from, but my drinking kept causing me to wind up, I would re-traumatize myself. I would wind up in similar situations. So as far as continuing, why I would continue, I was always one of those people that would be like, nope, not again. It's not happening again. Not this weekend. I'm not going to drink today. I'm not going to drink today. And then literally sometimes like an hour later, I think it was habit. I think that's really what it comes down to. It comes down to a habit that is just so deeply ingrained in your nervous system that like you're reaching. I would be walking to a bar. I'm not going to drink. I'm not going to drink. But my feet would be going to the bar. You know what I mean?
I know that feeling.
It's almost like your body starts moving ahead of your brain.
Yo, that's
which is a trauma response. It is. It's a real thing. It's a trauma response.
I would love to like take a deeper dive into that and understand that more because I that is a regular occurrence for me.
Yeah. Me too. Still.
Consciously knowing and telling myself not to.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, going the other direction. It's actually wild. I don't mean
to laugh.
No, it's funny.
It's pretty wild.
I don't understand that.
Yeah.
You know, but to me, that is discipline. That is the discipline, and it's breaking habits part of discipline. You know, discipline teaches you what you should do. You know, because discipline is all shaped around you're disciplining yourself from indulgences that you know, it could be anything, but that aren't good. You're staying on schedule because you know it's good. Like you got to wake up at a certain time because you know it's good. We can validate every wrong decision easily.
Oh.
And we all do. Like,
we rationalize the hell out of killing
there's
ourselves.
a reason why.
Poisoning ourselves.
There's a reason why for everything.
Yeah.
Like I do that with my wife sometimes, like where we'll get we'll be in an argument and she doesn't even yell. So like I'm the one that, I don't yell necessarily.
That's impressive.
Never.
What meditation she be doing? She needs to send me her links.
Yeah, she's we're so different, and I think it's part of what makes it make sense and what we really love about each other the most, that we learn so much from each other, and we have a deep love, obviously. But I can obviously drive her nuts.
Yeah.
And her silence can drive me nuts. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Yeah, but she teaches me so much through the process, like of life and what it is. And she's like that person for me that I haven't always treated right. I haven't always been perfect. I mean, we've been together for 17 years. You know what I mean?
Clap it up for that. We clap.
But it's up and down.
We clap. I mean, young, 17 years.
17 years. High school. We've been together longer than we haven't in life. Think about that. So I've been more years with her.
Goals.
Yeah. Well, like again, and it's just funny because we get a lot of people that, you're a great couple. Yeah, we are 100%. And we know how dope we are in so many ways. Again, just to make it very clear so people can understand, we have our shit. And usually I'm being brutally honest. Like there might be things that I, want from her that I think that are important for her to be, or want to push her in a certain direction because I think it's better, or whatever the hell it may. But I'm usually the one, she's good. And she's a good person. Yeah. I'm a really good person too, but I'm a little looser around, the edge. Like I'm a little, I'm a wild card.
Relatable.
I'm indulgent. I'm impulsive. There's a lot of things that I am, and a lot of things that I've, over 17 years, it could be from the littlest thing to the biggest thing that I've done that she doesn't deserve. Yeah. But it's not far off from who I am. That's part of the battle too. It's like, I am who I am. Respect, be disciplined, understand what you're supposed to do. You're committing yourself to somebody and to building a family, really understand it. And it's not saying I've done like the most wildest shit ever, but I've done some pretty wild shit.
Yeah.
Things that put it all at risk, Yeah. My life at risk. Yeah.
Same. Well, I appreciate you being vulnerable and honest. And
totally. Always.
Taking accountability, because that's what we got to do, man. That if we got to be able to look ourselves in the mirror and accept the good, the bad, and the ugly. We
do.
So we got to wrap up. We got to wrap up. So on that note, I want to know from you, Robbie. The name of the show is Act Up. We are acting up because we are taking action to ascend.
I like it.
How do you recommend that people can act up today?
I challenge everybody to be their true self. I challenge everybody to not do it for other reasons. I challenge everybody to not do it to appease much more than what's outside of yourself, unless there's commitments like we're talking about involved. I challenge you to be yourself and be okay with whatever community comes from that. I challenge you to be yourself, find your happiness, because it's actually what makes you happy when you're truly yourself. Don't be influenced by things because they're cool. Don't be influenced by what somebody else has. Don't be influenced by anything more than your truth. And if other things push you, great. Your gut tells you everything.
Trust.
Yeah.
Be your true self.
Be yourself.
And trust that.
Yep.
Last thing. If you were writing a memoir.
Man. Title?
No. Well, yes. What would you name this chapter of your memoir?
Wow.
It could be wow.
Full circle.
Full circle.
Full circle.
Full circle.
Yeah, full circle. Definitely.
Why you say that so passionately? What just clicked as to why it would be that?
If I know what I need to do. I know everything I need to know. Right? I know everything I need to know through all of it.
Okay.
And so all of it has gotten me to a point. It's my decision and my willpower and my discipline and my motivation and my drive and my this and my that. It's that's going to make it all make sense. One day it'll all make sense.
Okay.
But it's all because of all of it. Yeah. Lost for a while.
It's all because of all of it, y'all. Everything counts. Everything matters. So be disciplined.
Yeah. Be disciplined.
Take action.
Do what's right.
And do what's right.
And learn from when you do something wrong. Don't lie.
Listen, sometimes I gotta lie to myself to motivate myself, but that's a whole other chapter. That's a whole other
you can.
story.
When nobody knows, you can.
You absolutely can. You absolutely can.
Yeah.
All right, Robbie. So we're let's tell everybody where they could follow you, where they could find your music, your merch, and all of that.
Robbie Maxx. It's funny. I've considered making a name change. I almost want to dead Robbie Maxx. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm going to because I've been building it. It's part of the whole thing. Yeah. But that's where I'm at, mentally. But yeah, Robbie Maxx. Yeah, at Robbie Maxx on Instagram. You could TikTok Robbie Maxx DH. DestinationHappiness.shop. I mean, we just launched our first hat. We're gonna be dropping more hats, more merch. Got T-shirts, hoodies coming out in the fall. We're opening up a space over in Westwood, which is like an office/hub, which I'm very excited about. Ooh. Great advertising. I'll be in there a few times a week. It's not gonna be like a retail spot, but we're gonna be running our operation out of there at least for the next however many 6 months to a year.
Okay.
Very excited about that. I want to do a lot of things within the community. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Follow me.
Follow Robbie.
Yeah, follow
Robbie. It will bring joy to your life. He keeps it real. He talks about fasting and shit too.
I do.
I was like,
that's how impulsive I am. When you do things hard, I prefer do things hard.
I get that.
You got to do things hard. You got to do things that are really difficult. That's how you push. That's how you go.
That's how you ascend.
When I work out, God, the feeling, how I feel, it's so different. And then you're satisfied.
That's it.
What if you keep going?
What if? What if you wake up tomorrow and do it again?
Do it again.
Imagine.
But
just imagine.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Robbie, thank you so much.
Thank you so
much for being here. We're gonna rock out. We're gonna sign off. You already know where to follow me, guys. Act Up with AJ, AlanaJ.tv. Bam, 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 bam. We're gonna rock out with one of Robbie's tracks. Is out right now. This is Set Me Free, y'all. Hit the Spotify, the all the streaming places. Run it up.
All of it.
Run it up, Marv. Hit that. Ooh.
This song is crazy.
I love it.
When I wrote, it's actually wild.
Is that crazy?
Cold beer on a Friday night. Listen, Zach Brown band doing it right. And with some good friends trying to free our mind from the days of our life. Blue jeans and shoes untied. Got my hat turned back and a joint to light. Hit cloud nine, Lord, take me high. Stay up all night. History in the making. Memories under night skies. Troubles I'm escaping. Staring into your bright